Are you guys still awake? It's always worth the wait when it comes to Mobile Legends. Welcome everyone. You are still watching the SEA Games 2019 Esports Division. We'll be your casters. I'm Yuko.
And I'm TDZ, and we're about to showcase you the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Day 2, which is we have Malaysia versus Malaysia versus Indonesia.
Yeah.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. And we are very excited to, again,
Will of course advance to the grand finals. The loser, of course, will be the one who will fight against whoever will win against Philippines and Vietnam from the lower bracket.
is going to compete against Team Philippines here on our lower bracket. But then again, before we go there, we will shoutcast Malaysia versus Indonesia. And these are the teams, or rather the countries, which is really strong, especially on this esports category. And I think this will be a very intense match.
Yeah. That is even a slot for esports here at the SEA Games. So it's not an understatement to say that esports is making a name for itself.
It is indeed. This is the start of something new here at the SEA Games. And again, this is the first time ever. And we are really excited to see. And we're going to jump into our draft right now. We have Indonesia versus Malaysia for our game one.
All right, so game one, and they are starting strong. Ling was open for Indonesia to take. But Malaysia already hovering over this Harith and maybe a Grok. Kufer, of course, is still one of the heroes that is.
Choke points can really change the tide when it comes to team fights. However, let's go ahead and check the second pick of Indonesia here. Well, just like what we were saying earlier, the Grok has been picked already by Indonesia into a Selena pick.
Selena has been making her way into the meta, not only as a mage, but she is also a support because, of course, the abyssal arrow that can stun you up until the world will end.
That's true. Again, well, you can literally drop your phone if you get hit by that abyssal trap. And also one of the things, especially, that's been remade here in the previous patch, that you can use your abyssal emblem spell, or rather the battle as a position for Selena is really viable right now.
Because she can help so much when it comes to map vision as well as rotations. But for the second rotation bans, we have an Akai and a Thumb. So no offlaner for the blue side, and no Akai, no Panda for Malaysia.
Yeah, which is actually, I think, a very good ban here on the side of Indonesia, because as you can see, one of the best ways for you to stop this kind of initiation, they love to go, they would love to initiate.
Got catch something we don't see every day, but it works for the early game. The harass that I got catch can do, and mid to late game, of course, it will always be about his ultimate. It's a matter of will he be able to land that or not. If it's a yes, then that's the perfect setup for a blazing duet.
That's true. And also, the best control of Gacha is once he taught you out, or once he uses taunt on you, it will attract, or it will at least focus, or you will be forced to focus on the Garud Gacha, which is a really tanky tank. And again, well, looking at the first three picks here of Indonesia, they
now. Like,
Yeah, I
look at the
completely
amount
agree.
of AOE damage that they have. But for Malaysia, they picked this Badang. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that we will see a Badong in SEA Games. So let's see, will it work out for Malaysia or will it not? Usually, if you want to farm using this hero, you'd farm Claude style.
That's
You're
true.
in the early game, you're gonna use your ultimate just to clear out the waves or maybe even take objectives, and your power spike will only be felt by the second half of the mid game or the late game.
That's true. And once you got those core items, a demon hunter sword, a golden step, almost the same item build-up if you're going to compare it with Claude, but it really depends on the rotations of the tanks and also the supports right here. So will it be Team Indonesia or will it be Team Malaysia? And again, guys, the first game of our upper bracket, Indonesia versus Team Malaysia.
Of course, do not forget to share the live stream and tag your friends. Again, this is the upper bracket. Whoever will win this will advance to the grand finals.
Indeed. And again, and looking at our split screen right here, lane composition, and I guess Team Indonesia right got this level 4, you can just use his 7 Force every single time to dish out or to melt down those turrets.
But you mentioned this Harith, but the thing is, Indonesia, they got an Esmeralda.
Yeah.
So by the book, Esmeralda is direct counter to Harith. It's just a matter of who's the player? Will Abdullah be able to snowball faster than Ridwan, or will it be the other way around?
I completely agree. Here in the bottom lane, the first blood will be taken by Indonesia. However, here, a lot of skirmishes happening here into the top lane.
Oh no, this was actually being targeted. And nice falling starman coming in from that Esmeralda, able to immobilize someone, but apparently the damage is not enough. Julianto able to get out of there alive.
And that was a very nice disengage here from Indonesia, preventing any kind of snowball from Malaysia. However, talking about Indonesia here into the bottom lane, a nice early control, able to take down this tier 1 turret on the bottom lane of Malaysia.
I'm having a lot of questions as to why they opened Ling. Maybe they have a plan. Maybe they know how to counter Ling. So let's see what will Malaysia do about Firdos.
Yeah, and also
Gustian on this Ling. Sorry, I thought that was got mistake there.
Yeah, well, actually, if you're trying to crawl its way out, trying to hide themselves, trying to able to take down this turtle.
Turtle already being taken by this Ling, so that is more gold, more coming into the side of Indonesia. Good start, but looks like the Selena says goodbye. She got boxed in down first the beast there as well, but Claude able to BMI out of that trouble, and Grok got taken out as well, ultimately coming in from guided catch up. But looks like Malaysia, they still want to give it a go. Penalty zone gonna be committed there as well. Badang says goodbye, and look at that on a very, very, very brave move coming in from the able to save that Harith, and Harith was able to use that to get a kill. Now Putra, the next target, and he does go down. Wait, that was a deja vu. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was I think a replay right here from what
replay.
happened earlier. But look at that engagement. You see how disciplined Team Malaysia are, trying to reposition themselves in a much more safer way while dishing damage to control your link, stop him from getting those core items as early as possible, because once he got those items, it will be really difficult. It will be a challenge for you to kill him.
Well, you know what? I remember Wolf saying that one of the ways to counter Ling is to commit a single target crowd control. That could be a Way of the Dragon, maybe even Divine Judgment.
That's true.
So far, this trope pick for Malaysia is working really well for them.
That's true. And as you can see, the way that they control, and also he went for a tank emblem right here. So he will get 10, at least 6% of HP, max HP, every time that he will CC a single target. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's really confident going in and moving forward into those team fights.
Man, I'm not sure if Claude is able to farm because he is being pressured time and time again here at the top lane, and I haven't seen him rotate as much. Puta though, charging the Power of Nature, but looks like something is happening here at the turtle side, but Ridwan charging his ultimate, able to chase down that Harith and immobilize him, but Harith was able to back away. Badong just minding his own business there at the bot lane.
Indeed, and as you can see, a nice control. Well, without the tier 1 turret of Team Malaysia, it is really difficult for Malaysia to rotate. And it's also a nice advantage for Indonesia because they can easily choke out enemies, especially for the lane of Claude.
Who looks like the Brave the Dragon being committed onto that is the penalty zone to the abuse, and he was able to make out of it alive. And now the Abyssal Arrow connecting onto that Ling and that stun, man. 3 second stun works wonders right here.
Wow.
Wild charge to be used to try and get that.
A little bit of skirmishes happening on the top lane as well while that is happening. But as you can see, the way that they control the game, and especially for Team Malaysia, they're currently behind by 3K net worth, but it doesn't really shows right now because they still have a lot of power spikes that they are waiting. They need to wait for this Claude to get another item, and then they will start joining those fights.
Well, on receiving a lot of damage there, Kadir of course was able to,
because they knew, I think, based on their heroes, the only AoE that they have is the Esmeralda and also the Wild Charge. But if you're going to think about it, if they are able to execute their plan really well, they have the penalty zone. They have a lot of control. They have the ultimate from Esmeralda, and also the finishing touch, the Berserker's Fury on top of this Link, plus the high and dry. So it's a really strong item for Gustian to take, and we will start seeing all of those criticals popping out.
Yep, that is true. Output from this team is very, very intense. Abyssal Arrow not connecting into Grog because he cannot be crowd controlled.
Indeed, and while that is happening, Indonesia able to squeeze a little bit of space here, trying to take down the turtle, while the rest of Team Indonesia and also the Grok Putra just using his Guardian's Barrier, preventing any kind of engagement on side of Team Malaysia.
Man, they were able to create a clash in the mid lane, but zoned out right now, and that Garrett Kasha got taken out. Nice Guardian's Barrier, but it is not enough. Double kill coming in from this Ling, and look at the Esmeralda. She does not mind just walking into the base of Malaysia.
Indeed, he's really aggressive, as you can see, and right now using his Frost Moon Shield, she's not afraid to move forward, and he even used his ultimate just to run away. Another Abyssal Arrow stun. Abdullah trying to run away though, but it will be enough. Now,
First wipe out of the game, just 8 minutes in. Safe to say that the power spike or the snowball potential from Indonesia is just very, very good right now. 8 minutes in, gold advantage still into Indonesia side. Grok used Wild Charge, but
the main HP of this Esmeralda, and Esmeralda, man, he went for the Impure Rage, so he can just go transition into that full attack damage itemization. So it really depends on Indonesia when they will end this aggression right now.
Man, but for Team Malaysia, I strongly believe that Claude will be their win condition. He needs to go online as quick as he can. They need that blazing duel. They need that AOE damage because true, he can commit his ultimate to maybe Esmeralda or maybe even Ling if they can catch him. But who's gonna do the main damage output?
Yep, and talking about out, Malaysia really having a very difficult time here. 3-4 non-exchange, still in favor of Team Indonesia.
Goodness me, and this Ling already has the endless battle holy crystal though
Wow.
being picked up by this Harith, and the I think it's safe to say that Indonesia is one core item away from the heroes of Malaysia right now. So if at this point Malaysia cannot go full on 5v5 team fights, maybe they can opt for pickups. You can't try and take out Terizda or Grab.
I think the best thing that they need to do here is Abdul Kadir, the Cho. He needs to reach the back lines as soon as possible and control the Ling. Or maybe the Esmeralda. Use the way the Dragon to at least change or disposition this Esmeralda and then burst him out quickly.
That is true. Ling, of course, gonna just roam around the map. Lord marching here at the bot lane.
Able to stop a lot of engagement. I think that was 4 heroes, if I'm not mistaken. Again, it doesn't matter if that wild charge didn't hit the wall, but as long as you can knock up and disable, stop all of those engagements. However, into the arrow, and Ridwan able to secure that kill as well.
Then nice predictions coming in from this Alina, and now Indonesia able to put a hole onto the base of Malaysia, and this Esmeralda committing her ultimate. Looks like she was able to catch 3 people, and there's a stun coming in from that. So killing spree coming in over from this Ling. Ridwan, she does not care. She can
here in our replay, Gustian is just moving forward. He's not afraid because he knew that he can just dish out and try to buy a little bit more time for Indonesia to secure that main base kill. And that was a very intense match. And Indonesia just snowballing from the early game to late game.
Very, very dominating. We mentioned Claude, and there's one time there was a clash. Like what we mentioned, Esmeralda is a by-the-book counter to Harith, unless Harith was able to get the core item first. But it just so happened that he got pinned down or pressured in the early game. That's why Esmeralda had more breathing time. You saw how much shield that Esmeralda has.
Yeah, and there's really no way that Abdullah... Well, yeah, he can get those shields from the chrono dashes, but as long as the Esmeralda uses Frostmoon Shield, he will absorb everything, every kind of thing is blazing duet.
Look at a double kill coming in from Ling. Very, very smooth. And this is the moment we saw Esmeralda just gangstering. She doesn't mind just going in and out of the base. Nice jump in from that Selena, by the way. And for the mid part of the game, they don't mind giving Esmeralda almost all of the kills.
Positioning of Indonesia, they're not really just scattered. You're just grouping, moving as one, along with the Lord. And Malaysia cannot do anything about this since, as you mentioned earlier, they have 2 frontline tanks. At least a really tanky fighter right here with this Terizla, and also with the Grok. So it's really difficult for them to penetrate the back lines.
That's true. And again, guys, this is a best of 3. So to all the fans of Team Malaysia, do not fret. We still have a game 2.
Ling is me personally, Ling is one of the most OP on this current batch right now. It's really difficult for you to catch, and it's really easy to burst out damage once you use his ultimate. And well, once you got that Berserker's Fury, there's really no way that you can run away from him.
That is true. Also, look at the lower right part of your screen. That these are two codes. You can claim them in the Mobile Legends site. So we can't say what those codes hold. So might as well get them for yourselves right now.
It's a surprise. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is only a limited code, so be fast, be quick while redeeming this one out. And by the way, I'm really surprised how Indonesia played that one.
It's us for game 2. Let's see if Malaysia will be able to turn things around.
Yeah, I think please don't just ban Ling.
Yeah,
just ban Ling. I think
one of the ways to counter Ling is to ban
him.
her.
exactly. That is one of the best ways. But yeah, I guess I really want to see how Malaysia will adjust here in the for the next draft. And at the moment, I think it's the best time for us to at least try to study a little bit more, because all the players right here, all the professional
very short break. We have been your casters. I'm Miko.
And I'm TDZ. You're still tuned in to the 30th Southeast Asian Games 2019 English broadcast. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for our game 2.
We strive to bring home pride, and yet our power when combined is a force to change the world. Our nations share a common dream. Our roots strong and true. Together we're a universe. We are a future world. Yes, we compete, but the greatest feat is when we win as one. We win. We win as one. Yes, we compete, but the greatest feat is when we win. We win. We win as one. Together we're a universe. We are a future world. Yes, we win as one. Unbound, we share a single promise. We win as one. Yes, we compete, but the greatest feat is when we win.
Gentlemen, you are still watching SEA Games 2019, but now this is game two between Indonesia and Malaysia. We will be your casters. I'm Yuko.
And I am TDZ. And again, we are really surprised right here, especially from what happened in our game one.
That was under 15 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, under 15 minutes. Imagine. And this is SEA Games. All of the best players for each country is already representing their own country right here for Southeast Asian, going for that flow state to win this next series.
All right, so Indonesia, apparently they're now the ones that banned out Ling. We are the only team that can use Ling, apparently.
No.
First pick, Harry from the side of Malaysia. They want to give this Harris a second chance because Harris is still pretty strong. It just so happened that he was not able to farm, rotate, but I'm marksman is more comfortable with Claude.
That's true. And it's quite early, if you're going to ask me, to secure up a marksman for the first rotation pick here. But I think it's also one of their comfort heroes, because I think that's one of the reasons why they're prioritizing this Claude here, and also into a Selena pick for Team Malaysia. But I think it's quite risky because if you're on the drafting phase, you really want to conceal your own strategy.
Yeah.
You also want to hide your core heroes as early as possible for you to prevent being countered by the opposite team. But I think this is also one of the comfort heroes of Team Malaysia, right? You just want
That is true. So for the side of Indonesia, we have a Masha, a Kaja, and a Akai. Masha, of course, going to be committed to split push. We will not be seeing Masha early to mid game. Kaja, Divine Judgment is still pretty strong, and the Ring of Order
here, just one perfectly placed Hurricane Dance can disable this Harriet. It doesn't matter if he used his Diamond Force because he cannot jump, and also one of the best ways for you to cancel or reach the backlines easy by the 1,000-pounder. So quite okay. But on the bans here of Team Indonesia, I think that is a last ban Kufra.
it's a Lolita.
Oh, it's a Lolita
Yeah,
last
yeah.
ban right here. Okay, so I think it's quite okay. Well, with the Bulwark, you can just negate the Abyssal Arrow initiation.
Can connect to Selena's Abyssal Arrow, and from there, maybe Selena or Harith can burst down whoever the target was.
I completely agree. And also with the Baksha, once he uses Shield Unity, his first kill, he will just roam around the map, trying to gather any kind of information that will be relayed into Team Malaysia right here, which is also one of the things that will win you games as long.
If this Team Malaysia has a lot of mobility, let me say that they have the BMI, they have Exam Force, speed boost, and Chrono Dash coming in from this Harith. They have Selena as well. So Indonesia, you can't move if you can't see anything.
That's true.
Thus, they locked in that Hellcurt. Also, Hellcurt will work really well with Lunox's Darkening and Kaja's Divine Judgment.
That's true. I completely agree. Because then again, you're not, if there is a Hellcurt on the whole map, and if it is ways or to at least disrupt this kind of team fight composition drafts here on the side of Team Malaysia, which is, I think, really effective, especially what you mentioned earlier about the Lunox.
Yeah.
Once he uses his Chaos Darkening, and it will be really difficult to react. Where is the Lunox? That will be the big question here.
That is true. So again, we are loading straight to the game. Again, this is game 2 of our best of 3.
For best of 3, let's check the laning matchup. And again, Thams, especially on the off lane, he will be up against the Masha on the side of Indonesia. And again, a double man rotation here in the middle lane. However, here onto the bottom lane, at least a little bit of control for the side of Indonesia, shutting down the blue buff from Team Malaysia.
Man, nice jumping for that Selena, but apparently she did not want to risk that given that there was a Lunox. So now they are just gonna get the buff. Let's see though if this Claude attempt number 2 will work for Malaysia.
I think they really need to funnel a lot of space here for Nurola to get his farm as soon as possible. And I think with this current draft, it is possible.
It is indeed. Ooh, Akai used 1,000-pounder there, but looks like he got stunned. He is being boxed in, but of course Akai was able to back away.
Yep.
Too bad though. If only Harith had Zaman Force there, they could have locked in first blood.
Yeah, and well, given the fact that the levels of Indonesia right here at the bottom lane is still level 2, so it's quite squishy still. And also here in the bottom lane, a lot of skirmishes happening. For those trying to run away though. But Nurola's skill, or rather the damage, still not enough. And Goose is just
from the map. Kajito lurking at the side there at the mid lane. Now Masha decided to target this. Tams, he does have Clotter Inferno, but decided to not use it yet.
Oh, by the way, look at the emblem of relying on the Cutter Inferno's lifesteal. But I think it is still not enough. Oh,
That
was new.
That was new, like 1,000-pounder into the flicker. I mean, it works, right? If
Yeah.
he actually catch Harith, he could have Sunny, but wait, this is Divine Judgment has been used onto the Harith, but Harith was able to get out of there, but still got to get out by the Masha. Nice response rate from this Masha, but now Tom's was able to find one enemy, and now Putra tried to chase down the Selena, but Selena was able to back away.
Yep, and as you can see, Team Indonesia, they knew that they're ahead by a little bit of net worth right here, and also able to secure this turtle buff in the hands of Ridwan. So imagine, the turtle buff plus the Chaos Darkening Assault will really rip down even the tanks of Team Malaysia here.
Handful of clashes like the 4v5s or the 5v5s, but he will also just stay in his lane sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's, well, he can do the same. And well, for the first game, for the first few minutes of the game, early to mid game, he will let this Masha just try to rat out the different lane here. However, the Abyssal Arrow will connect into the stun from the shield. That Chrono dash attack will secure that kill on the hands of Malaysia.
But looks like there has been a revenge kill on the top lane. Now look at that. He got boxed in. Will he be able to get out of there alive? Apparently the answer is no. Yes, you're Hellcurt. Yes, you committed your ultimate, but they can go neck to neck against Indonesia, because if I'm not mistaken, game one, around 5 or 6 minutes, Indonesia was already starting to snowball. And Malaysia
Completely agree there. And well, looking at how Malaysia is playing right now, it is really different from game one against Indonesia. Oh, there's a shield unity from Putra. And however, I think Abdul Kadir is just trying to do his best on his Selena support. And I guess it is really effective as long as your Abyssal Arrow connects, and also there's an instant follow-up for Malaysia.
That is true. Right now, Indonesia gonna target that turtle. It will be non-contested. They know that Selena and Claude backed away from where they were in the mid lane. So they said, you know what? There's 3 of us. We can do this.
And looking at the... And there will be no engagement at all.
Down first abuse right there by this Harith, and Lunox immediately uses her lightness ultimate, but she got stunned by the backshot, and Lunox got taken out by that Harith. Nice play coming in from Abdullah right here. Masha though forced to go back because she is the only one left there. Demon Hunter started being picked up by this Claude, and he was able.
It really depends on the max HP or the current HP of the target. So how tanky you are, it doesn't matter, because it will amp up the physical damage once you get that Demon Hunter sword. And 3 more seconds for Gusjan to respond. Imagine how much time he lost, or how much farm he lost just by one single death here for the side of Team Indonesia right now.
A lot.
Abdullah? Yeah, really a lot.
That's the only answer I can give you. A lot. Now, of course, being committed by Harith right here. Sometimes you don't actually need to use your ultimate during clashes because if you want to just secure the objectives and the turret takedowns, we all know that by the Ring of Order, and that hurts a lot. A triple kill coming in from the oh my goodness, from the Hellcurt.
From the Hellcurt indeed. 4-2-0 KDA for Gustian, and that's a very nice follow-up from of Team Indonesia. So again, you don't really want to be close right here, really close on this Masha, because it's really difficult for you to run away. 30% movement speed reduction for this melee hero.
I actually think that one of the things Team Malaysia should do now is try to bait Kaja and Hellcurt to use their ultimates, and that's the only chance they can go full. If he gets Harold, Selena, or Claude, though.
Indeed, but looking at their levels, how strong the rest of Team Indonesia is. 3 level 11s or 2 level 11s, 1 level 12. But look at the side of Malaysia. They still have level 9 caused by Indonesia.
Believe in the power of the team, I guess.
Yeah.
Selena gonna use that arrow to check if there is someone hiding in the bushes now. 3 people from the blue side is actually just waiting for the Lord to spawn, but the Lord will be up in 41 seconds. That is a lot of time, a lot of breathing time for either teams to actually start a pickoff or a clash.
Yep. Indeed. Oh, here comes the clash that we're talking about. The catch, the
Goodness
divine
me.
judgment from Putra, able to take down one member of Team Malaysia, and shutting him down.
Can I just say that the Akai user right now has very, very fast hands because he was waiting for Claude to be in that specific position. I bet that he already had his 1,000-pounder ready. He's just waiting for Claude to actually take the bait. Oh,
Yeah.
back out.
Was 5 or 4 core items lead for Indonesia right now, and look
Look at that.
wow, a
The
divine blade.
itemizations right now.
Is darkening into the Chaos Assault, and if you're always targetable, you'll be in a very tight spot right there.
I don't think Thomas was able to snowball actually because it's above 10 minutes. So by this time, Tom's